I can personally testify the effectiveness of EEN project because one of the best services that they have done is a common European taxonomy for classify sectors, industries, and so on. In an international project that in which I'm participating with the Adriatic area, this has been the condition to exchange to align databases of the different countries. The focus is the knowledge exchange among the partners, so it's very useful. A very useful service. The third panelist is Linse, I think, Rijswijk. Okay, he comes from Netherlands and from the agency that's working in particular on Star Life, a project about agri-food sector.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Linse Rijswijk. As said, I work for the Regional Development Agency of the East of the Netherlands. I'm here as a project partner of the Feeding the Planet Consortium, which is a cooperation between Parco Tecnológico Padano, not far from here, from Lodi, and also Agropolis from France. And the project was coordinated by the Regione Lombardia, where we are here also now today on the premises. I first have a small video for you. It's Friday afternoon, so and it's explaining what the consortium is doing. It's 2 minutes. Okay, that gives a small impression of where our project was about and what the aims were and the objective countries. We made this video also after our first experiences, because the objective of the project is to make a common shared strategy between the three clusters for commercialization of technology outside of Europe, with the focus on agro-food and the biotech industries. And the first country that we visited was actually India. And in India, the first thing that we noticed is that it was very important to have a common communication strategy. This was one of the first experiences that we had. So we made a common presentation, but also a common presentation of our technology offer. We have made a brochure, which you can also find here in the room. And we have a common website where we provide our common technology offer, and of course the promotional video that you just saw. Most important for accessing these countries as a cluster, but also as the cluster entities, the companies and the research organizations, is in understanding these countries on what are the opportunities and what are the access points and where are the best matches to be made. Also, the earlier speaker was talking about this. This takes quite a lot of time to do this good. For us, this was also a very important aspect of our project. Some of the results of this analysis you can also find on our website, which is accessible also for other partners. So also the intelligence developed can be used by others. But here you can see what we did before we even started going to these countries. So when we started to develop this common strategy, we actually decided to also do it learning by doing, because you can design a strategy, but we quite quickly went to countries trying to test these strategies. And here you see the different missions that we organized in this, the scope of this 2-year project. We had a study visit to India that was actually quite fast after the start of our project. We had a first mission to Brazil just to get to know the organizations and the people there. Also to prepare the second mission. We had a first mission to Chile, which was a matchmaking mission, also with industries involved. And we had a second larger mission to Brazil that I'm going to speak about a bit more later. And we had a mission to the US, which was actually quite recently. So here you can see an impression of our mission to Chile. So here you can see the objectives of the mission to Brazil. So we had found a good cooperation partner that we could work with. So that's also very important, that you have really good counterparts where you can cooperate with. We actually had also in some of the preparations support from Enterprise Europe Network, because they have a very good B2 Match website, which we also used. And yeah, we tried to work to see if our strategy worked to commercialize these technologies. And what we did in Brazil, we organized 3 matchmakings in 3 cities, 3 states. We had 105 participants from industry, and we had 19 from Europe. And to give you an impression, and because it's Friday, I have another movie for you. And we can see if it works now. It's Windows 8. So it's Windows 8, but this week also Windows confessed that maybe it was not the best version they developed. So they're now going to develop they are developing a new version. Okay, it takes 1 second.
Yeah. And while that you are waiting, I am impressed for attention to communication of your initiative. The brochure and the videos in general testify a great attention to be known by
Yeah, I
partners.
think that was also the benefit of the project, that we really were able to establish a brand that was also recognizable for other continents and gave a better access to these continents. I think that was a very important aspect. Yeah. So that gives a little bit an impression on how such a matchmaking goes into action. So I will take a short period now to go into the results of such a mission, because one of the main objectives is the commercialization of technologies. And of course, the objective was also that also our companies could benefit from the results of the strategy and the cooperation. So here you can see we have a new company which is about a new spraying of pesticides technology. We took them to Brazil and introduced them to the two largest companies producing these machinery, to give them access also to the production market in Brazil. Another example is we had a company called Green Food 50. In the matchmaking, they found a partner of commercialization for freeze-dried acai and other berry powder, and also to introduce a new type of quinoa, which was actually developed in Europe, also to the South American market. Other example is of a biodigester, a company from the Netherlands which make biodigesters, and it's now doing a pilot with the hospitals in Sao Paulo to use the hospital waste to digest it into energy. I skip one. This is an example of a consortium from the Netherlands which developed a new rootstock. This is the lower part of the fruit production trees, which are used for fruit production, and they introduced this into the Chile market, and also contracts were signed for this. So this gives some practical examples of the effect our mission had for the companies. Also part of the action is that we signed memorandums of understanding of the organizations that we visited. One of the examples here is of our latest mission in September to the US. You can see we have a partnership with the incubator in San Francisco called Mixing Bowl. And actually, we were there in September, and at this moment, a company from Europe, from our network, is accessing the accelerator over there in a soft landing scheme. So we are happy that it's also benefiting the startup companies. Maybe some conclusions to end with, to finalize the presentation, maybe also for discussion. We think this such a cooperationship between the cluster really benefits the cluster SMEs and startup companies. As you said, the combined offer of a brand really works to access international markets. It's not easy to access Sao Paulo because it's a very big city. There are common interests between the cluster, but also a lot of separate interests. So you need to work on creating the opportunities, but everybody has to use them themselves. We are now ready that also other clusters can join our activities, so we are happy to connect to other food clusters and agro-biotech clusters. We have to work on the MOUs to really benefit from that, and we also setting up new activities ourselves within the cooperationship. For example, for the Expo 2015, which actually has the similar name as our project. But I think they were first. Yeah.
Lindsay, thank you. I think we can exploit 10 minutes for question and answer, if you have any question. I have one for the two cluster experiences. From my point of view, looking at the Italian experience, there is I have never heard cited university and research center. Here in Lombardy, it's not so easy to have a great cooperation between companies and university. Did you find the same problem, or have you solved this in which way?
Yeah, I think it's a very classical problem that we all try to tackle. In our region, we have the cluster called Food Valley, and their aim is to support this cooperationship between the research organizations and the industries, and then especially even maybe more difficult is the SMEs and the startups. If you look at the cooperationship with large industries, there is actually quite some cooperationships in the Netherlands. So we, if you see the R&D center of Friesland Campina is based on the campus of Wageningen University, and that's because of their cooperationship. But of course, it's not our main aim, well, as a regional development agency, but also not from DG Enterprise to work on the multinationals. And for the SMEs, it's much more difficult. In the Netherlands, and I think now also in the whole of Europe, you have the instrument of the vouchers, which helps in some way. So we give a voucher to a company, and with this voucher, they can buy time, technology, services, consultancy from research organizations. I think for the applied research organizations, it's easier than for the universities, because universities traditionally, of course, are more focused on research, fundamental research, and about publicizing articles, and that's a bit further away for SMEs. But I think it's yeah, there are instruments to make the cooperationship better. Yeah.
Yes, fully agree with what has been said. Regarding internationalization, I think there is a common, or we can organize a common interest between company and university to let's say take part of a joint international program. Of course, each category has its own expectation, but as I think it's part of the work and the task of the cluster and the partners to align these two different expectations, and both one can take benefit of the others. One SMEs entering in Sao Paulo, in Brazil, or in the US, of course, they have to be supported by it is the size of the partners and other company and the cluster, but it can also take benefit of the involvement of institutes, research centers, to support and to show to international partners that this SME is part of an ecosystem. And so it can benefit to the business deal. And of course, if you have some connection with business, university and research can also develop some technology cooperation, mobility of students. So it has been among our focus to try to connect these two complementary objectives: technology transfer, research cooperation on one hand, and business opportunity, the creation on the other side, and to take benefit of both.
Okay, I think that we can join our colleagues at the bar. Thank you. Okay, welcome.
It's just a question if there is a possibility to access to these initiatives, or if the initiatives are closed for a small business or the community, the small community of business.
Yeah, for the Feeding the Planet Consortium, we were a project which was financed for 2 years and is actually was ending at the end of last month. But we have the ambition to develop a new follow-up, which is aimed at also supporting other clusters and the SMEs and startups inside these clusters. So we have definitely the willingness to support also other companies, because I think the investment of opening up these markets is quite high. So you can see the work and the relationships developed, and MOUs are valuable, but the investment is only worth it if you can also have benefit for multiple companies. And I think this should be a next step also for the European Commission, that also the European companies and SMEs from other clusters could benefit from this cooperation. And it is actually quite easy, because if you organize such a matchmaking mission, for example, or you have a request from technology from these companies, for these countries, it's easier to use a wider network. There's no larger effort in this. So.
This is same situation for our case in the field of material and clean technologies. We had a project during 2 years. We built up some infrastructure, some network, and now we work as a platform, to build and to open new objectives, to involve new partners, and really our main objective is to expand and to consolidate the partners and to involve, as already showed by my colleague, direct player of our ecosystem, companies, universities, and others, and small and medium companies, to take benefit of this platform.
For the Enterprise Europe Network, the services are open to the companies now and in the next 6 years. So you can access to these services free of charge.
Okay, thank you. And in the session downstairs, Daria will make a resume of the discussion and the panel. Okay? See you.